get cracking. All right. So you wanna make cold approach easier, yeah, even if you're shit scared right now. So the first thing that I wanted to explain in this video is something that I realized recently is a lot of guys today don't actually have a confidence problem. They have a consequence problem. Okay, let me explain what I mean. In business, if you hesitate, you lose money. In fighting, if you hesitate, you get knocked out. But when it comes to cold approach, hesitation does not equate to any immediate consequences. So you could go out today, you could see 5 women who you want to approach, and you could feel like a confident person in most areas of life. Maybe you're doing well professionally. Maybe you are in good shape. Maybe you've got no problem whatsoever striking up conversations in everyday social situations. But when you see women that you want to talk to, the excuses roll in, right? You tell yourself, oh, I'm not ready yet. I'll get the next one. Maybe I need a coffee. Oh, I think she might be a man. She looks busy. She looks bitchy. She's probably got a boyfriend. She's too hot. She's not hot enough. She's walking too fast. She's walking too slow. She sat down. All of these excuses will ruminate and they will circulate your mind like dirty laundry in a dirty tumble dryer. And the reason why so many guys struggle with cold approach isn't a confidence crisis, it's a consequence crisis. When I go to the Muay Thai gym and I make a wrong move, let's say I hesitate to land a kick, I get slapped in the face. I get a body kick to my ribs. I get a low kick to my shin. And it hurts and I feel it. And it gives me feedback, right? It's painful, but pain is information. I think if you do something like martial arts or you're running a business, you understand that mistakes are costly. But when it comes to cold approach, there's no immediate consequences. You could be lying to yourself for the next 3 decades, telling yourself some bullshit story like, oh, this is creepy. I shouldn't be doing this. I need to meet women at church. It's like, motherfucker, wake up. Yeah? You know you're bullshitting yourself. Every time you see a woman and you don't talk to her, you might think there's no immediate consequences. But the problem is, every time you don't take the action that you keep telling yourself you're going to take, a part of you slowly dies. And you can feel it. You don't need me to say this. But a part of you quietly crumbles. Your confidence is getting chipped away. Your confidence is gradually eroding every time you see a woman and you don't take the action. And it's even worse if you're watching videos like this and you're not doing anything with them, right? After a while, you realize free videos are not going to do anything to change your life. It's kind of like sniffing a condom wrapper and expecting to lose your virginity. Yeah. The free videos are designed to give you inspiration, to prove my credibility, to show you what's possible. But don't fall into the trap of thinking free videos are going to change anything. You need consequences, not confidence, consequences. So when guys work with me, they pay a lot of money for my services. They pay a lot of money to be associated with me and my team and my community. They pay a lot of money for one-on-one, individually tailored, in-person coaching. Obviously, this is a valuable service, right? You don't go to the Rolls-Royce garage and say, oh, that's a little bit expensive. I need to think about it. Do you provide any discounts? It's like, dude, whether you spend money on me or some other coach, the money's going to get spent anyway, right? If you look at all the shit that you spend your money on over the course of a year, it's going to get spent one way or the other. So whenever I'm speaking with guys and they're hesitating, let's say I've got a 45-year-old guy on the phone and he's like, yeah, Christian, the program sounds fucking quality, dude, but I'm going to need to think about it. And like, dude, you're 45 years old. What is there to think about? You've been spending 3 decades thinking about shit. And see, my approach to cold approach, my approach to coaching, it's not for everybody. It's a complete no bullshit. I will tell you what you need to know and what not what you want to hear. For a lot of guys, that's not them, right? They want to have their hand held by some pussified like coach who's like, oh, there, it's okay. You'll get there eventually. It's like, motherfucker, you don't need that. You just need somebody to push you into more approaches than you think you're capable of doing. That's how you turn decades into days. Because when guys are associated with me and they're associated with my team, my community, if they say they're going to go out and do something, they better do it because they've got me and the rest of the guys to report to. So inside of our private WhatsApp group, If guys are like, right, I'm going to go out today and do 5 approaches, we're asking them, how were the approaches? How does it go? And that's when that healthy male competition kicks in. Nobody wants to be that guy who's pussied out. Nobody wants to be that guy who's broken promises to himself. So when you've got pressure to perform, that's what moves the needle. In the same way that if I go to the Muay Thai gym and I'm slacking, let's say I went out the night before and I'm not as sharp as I could have been, my coaches will lay it on me. They're like, Christian, you started off as a beginner, you're still a fucking beginner. What are you doing? And it hurts, and it needs to, because pain is information. But if you're that guy right now, he's walking streets as aimless as a bubble. You're thinking, oh yeah, she's nice, I might do it. I'm going to go to Starbucks instead, and I need more theory. There's no immediate consequence. So you need to find a way to install consequences into your dating life. Because at the end of the day, dude, this is one of the most important areas of your life. Like the woman you meet is going to be the mother of your children. This is the replication of your DNA. Yeah. I think not enough guys take it seriously. I'll do it next week. I'll do it next year. Yeah, I could invest into this, or I could go on a lad's holiday to Marbella. It's like prioritization is key. But I do think a lot of guys, they don't have confidence problem. They have a consequence problem. Yeah. So inside of my community, we get guys to record the audio of their cold approach conversations, send them in to our private chat, and then all of our guys can give them feedback because everyone in the entourage is good, because everyone in the entourage has been trained by me. Everyone in the entourage is pretty much good enough to coach this skill. So when you work with me, you're not just getting information and accountability and support from me, you're getting benefit, you're getting input, you're getting feedback from every other guy who's hitting it hard every single week. And this is why we get the best results in the industry, because proximity is power, right? Success is contagious. If you're sending your audio recordings into our group and we're giving you feedback, like, dude, you're talking way too fast, you sound gay in this approach, or justifying the approach too much, it's unreasonable for you not to get to our level. Yeah. And by recording the audio of your conversations, you might be thinking, oh, but that sounds scary. That sounds daunting. I don't want people to pick apart my conversations. Dude, this is how you get better. Yeah, I understand it can feel scary. I get that. But anything worthwhile is usually scary. I had a call with a guy the other day and he refused to show his face on the Zoom call. I'm like, dude, there's fuck all I can do for you. You're not going to be able to cold approach women if you can't even show your face on a Zoom call to me. So the call never even happened. And this is what I'm talking about. If you want to excel in any field, you need no bullshit feedback. You need to be broken down. You need to have your ego capitulated. And I know it's scary. I know it's uncomfortable. I've had my ego destroyed time and time and time again. I've been rejected more than anybody else that I know. I go to the Muay Thai gym and they just tear me apart. But I need that. Yeah. And after a while, you start to enjoy it. You start to appreciate it because you understand it's coming from a place of love. Because everybody in the entourage, including myself, we all started off as shit. We all started off and we didn't know what we didn't know. We all started off with gay best friend vibes, or living like a closet heterosexual, or not knowing how to approach, not knowing the mechanics of a true cold approach, not knowing how to run the perfect first date, not knowing how to secure an instant date, not knowing how to approach a group of 4 girls. Like, we just didn't know what we didn't know. So when you become part of the entourage, it's a beautiful community of shared struggle. We understand how hard your first 100 cold approaches are. We've all been there. We've all walked the path. We understand how scary it feels to share an infield recording. But the guys who get the best results, the guys who just say, fuck it. Because the way you walk into a cold approach conversation, the ZFG, or zero fucks given mentality, it's translating into everything. Yes, your ability to just say fuck it to a cold approach is the same mentality you've got to say fuck it to sharing an audio recording. Is the same fuck it mentality you've got to booking a call with me. Is the same fuck it mentality you've got to leave your job, start traveling the world, start making content online. It's all related. That's why cold approach is the catalyst for everything that we do. So it's not a confidence problem. Usually it's a consequence problem. Let that sit. Let it marinate. If you're enjoying this live stream so far, drop it a like. The other thing that I wanted to mention is godly frequency is the goal. Okay, so we had our Entourage group coaching call yesterday, and one of our guys was speaking on the call how he had one of the best cold approach sessions of his life. And what he did was he took my advice. He took a week off work and just dedicated 7 days to all out cold approaching, which is what I recommend guys do. Even if you're completely new to cold approach, or even if you've become a seasoned player, everybody needs these re-immersion periods in the same way that if you're a fighter, then you need these continuous fight camps to keep your skills sharp, to train alongside other mavericks, to get yourself fight ready into elite condition, right? So he had a re-immersion week. And because he did so many approaches over this week, he tapped into what I call godly frequency. And the best way that I can describe godly frequency is the removal of doubts. Imagine you've just had 10 shots of Sambuca and you're starting to feel yourself. Godly frequency, it almost feels like you're drunk, but you're completely sober. And the biggest problem that I see with guys who are trying to master the art of daytime cold approach is they're just not doing enough volume. They're not doing enough reps. They might do one approach and then they go home and then they say, this doesn't work. It's like, motherfucker, that's like going to the gym, doing one set of lateral side raises with 5 kg weights, leaving it there, going home and say weightlifting doesn't grow muscle. It's like you've gone home after the first warm-up set, right? So in order to get into this state of godly frequency, and the reason we want to get in this state is because it allows us to experience success in advance. Imagine being in a state where you don't have any doubt, you don't have any uncertainty, you don't have any hesitation. Any woman, anywhere, anytime, you can approach them, right? This state exists, and the way you get there is through relentless repetition. So if you go out, let's say on a Saturday, and you do 20 direct cold approaches, just dedicate a day to get yourself into this godly frequency. Because remember, belief follows action. The first 3 approaches that I usually do, they're typically shit, right? But because I've got enough experience now in terms of the game of cold approaching, I understand the first 3 approaches are going to be shit. These are just batting practice. These are just my warm-up sets to get myself into the game. The mistake most guys make is they go home too early, right? So the first 3 approaches you do, they are going to be shit. But the problem I see with a lot of guys is they've not fully accepted getting punched in the face metaphorically. So you have to accept, you almost have to fall in love with the failure at the start, because the first 3 approaches that you do, you probably feel clunky. Maybe your voice cracks. Maybe you are talking too fast. Maybe you sound like a castrated schoolboy. Maybe you can't even string a sentence together. Maybe you're ejecting out of the conversation too early. Maybe you're hoping for a positive reaction and the girl gives you a neutral reaction and you translate that as a bad reaction. Then you leave and you feel sad. No, stay there. Just stay in. Stay in the environment. Stay in the experience. Don't go home. Don't go home after 1 approach, 2 approaches, 3 approaches. You need to give yourself time to build into the day, because the way you start is not the way you finish. When I'm working with my guys one-on-one and we're hitting 100 approaches over the course of 3 days, and remember, 1 approach with me is worth around 30 approaches on your own. Yeah. So you can only imagine once a guy's done 10 approaches with me, the dots start to get connected. He realizes, fuck me, I actually understand the things that you're saying in your videos now. If it was up to me, I'd have done 2 approaches today and then gone home and thought I actually took action today. Because this is a problem as well. Guys convince themselves they're taking action, but really all they're doing is being good Samaritans, right? Like, for fuck's sake, don't fall into I call it the hit and run trap, where all you're doing is going out and giving women compliments and then leaving. Yeah, that's a good way to start. But the thing that gets you there won't get you to the next level. Yeah, you can't stay just side raising dumbbells at 5 kg forever. Right? You need to prioritize progressive overload. And it's the same way with cold approach. Progressive overload is what's going to get you results. So you don't want to be that guy that's just going out there, giving women compliments and then leaving. Yeah, because all you're doing is just giving compliments and you're convincing yourself you're taking action. You're convincing yourself you're doing something. And yeah, you are. But that's not enough to get you the result that you're looking for. You need to practice staying in these conversations longer than you feel comfortable. You need to practice closing as much as you practice opening. Because if all you're doing is just walking out into your city centre, giving 3 middle-aged women compliments and then going home, the problem is when it comes time to approaching women that you're really attracted to, when it comes to taking their contact details or going for the instant date, you'll freeze up in the same way that you used to freeze up around the approach, because typically you're practicing opening more than you're practicing closing. So what usually happens is guys start to develop closing anxiety where they feel weird for going for the phone number. But the problem with this is the girls essentially just think you're gay, right? You've opened strong, you give her a compliment, maybe you've had a little bit of back and forth, then you'll just say something like, oh, well, I'm happy I came over here. Have a good day. And you walk off into the wilderness thinking you achieved something. And it's like, the girls just stood there thinking, the fuck was that about? He took 2 minutes out of my day. He didn't even get my number. Yeah? And girls don't even have time for this shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, you need to make it clear why you're there and what you want. Get rid of this nice guy shit. Get rid of these people pleasing tendencies. Like, oh, excuse me, sorry. Oh, I just want to say that no one gives a fuck about that. Especially in 2025, when people's attention spans are worse than goldfish, right? If you're approaching in a busy city like London, you need to be on it. You need to have strong conviction. Why are you there? What do you want? And when it comes to the close, make sure you make it super crystal clear why you're there. Listen, the reason I came over here is because I want to take you out on a date. I want to take you to my favorite restaurant in London, Daphne's, 7 p.m. this Saturday. Wear your best dress. On my channel, you can find how to get your very first date from Daytime Call Approach. So I walk you through. It's a really simple 8-minute video. It walks you through how to have cold approach conversations that actually convert into dates. Because, like I say, don't fall into the Good Samaritan trap where all you're doing is going out, giving compliments, convincing yourself you're taking action. No. But the main thread of this with godly frequency is the goal. So if you set the intention to do 20 approaches this Saturday, stay out until you've done it. And remember, consequences are why you're not able to do it, right? So if you've actually got a community of guys, if you've got someone like me saying, listen, 20 approaches this Saturday, record the audio of the conversations, let me know once it's done, you're more likely to do that than if you're just doing it on your own, because you're likely to just make excuses to tell yourself some bullshit story. Oh, the weather looks like it might be raining this week. Ah, it's winter. Ah, I'll do it next year. And then you never fucking do it. So consequences are what will lead to results. If there are strong consequences, like Nietzsche said, if you have a strong enough why, you can bear almost any how. So the important part is godly frequency. This is the state that you want to be in. And that happens through repetition. Lots and lots and lots of repetition, except that some approaches will go well, some won't. But if you're more fixated on the feeling as opposed to the women, I know that sounds some woo-woo bullshit law of attraction. I'm a practical person. I like practical solutions. But your internal state will dictate your external reality. Okay. So if the goal is to get yourself into this supreme state of godly frequency, that's when the results roll in. And I know this works because on the group coaching call yesterday, our guy reported back. He's like, Christian, I finally know now what you mean by godly frequency. Because he was approaching on his own in London during the winter and he hit a shitload of volume. And what happened was he was about to go home after he'd done a shitload of reps. He was in the tube station around Leicester Square and there was a girl in front of him and her card kept getting declined. So she moved herself back and essentially like moved into him, but she didn't know he was there. And they had like this little moment for 2 seconds where she turned around, she looked into his eyes, and then he was thinking, okay, she's decent. Anyway, didn't think anything of it, goes through the ticket barriers, approaches another girl who's waiting for her train, like strong conviction, just walks over to this girl and says, you look fucking beautiful. Bear in mind, he's in godly frequency at this point. So when you're first starting a session, you're probably not going to be that outlandish with your compliments. You're probably still going to feel a little bit socially stagnant. That's okay. Again, the way you start isn't the way you finish. But let's say you've now got 20 approaches under your belt. You're just radiating this action taker aura. Walks over to a woman in the tube station. Everyone's watching. Just gives the compliment. You look fucking beautiful. Her train comes. She disappears. Sad face. And then out of nowhere, that girl from earlier who was bumping into him, she makes herself known. So they happen to get on the same train, they get off at the same stop, and then he goes over to her, radiating this godly frequency. He says, excuse me, we had a moment back there. Not like, not like a compliment, just a very situational, natural open. Like, hey, we had a moment back there. marinate in the moment, letting the silence do the work. And she's like, "Oh yeah, we kind of did." And that conversation then led into a date. So he went on a date with her. And the beautiful part of this story was, he was like, "Do you know what? I could have gone back with her, but I didn't want to because I had other things that I needed to take care of that day." Like, boom, that's abundance, right? It's not always having, it's knowing you can have. Most guys are suffocating in scarcity. They stick to the first girl that shows them interest, like sellotape. And even if the opportunity's there, they can't say no to it because they don't know how long it's going to be until they get their next meal, right? But this is what we do in the entourage. We turn guys into elite social weapons who can get dates on demand with the sort of women who turn heads as soon as they walk into a venue together. But when the opportunity is right there in front of them, they can take it or leave it. And that is a beautiful place to be, where you can just say, "Do you know what? She's hot. She's probably in the mood for it. I probably could, but I've got other shit to do." Yeah. This is when you know you've cracked the dating game. This is when all of the rest of the things that you feel as though you're successful in right now, typically guys have got most things taken care of. They've got the body, they've got the business, they've got the bank balance, they've got the lifestyle, they've got the fucking penthouse. But it's just this one crucial area they've still not figured out. And the way you do it is through reps, right? There's no pretty solution. There's no 3 easy steps. It's just fucking reps. And this is really just what we get guys to do inside the entourage. We just push them into more action they've ever taken in their lives. We give them accountability. We give them support, group coaching calls, private WhatsApp community. You probably don't give a fuck about the features and benefits. You probably just give a fuck about, does this work? Is it going to get me results? That's why I put that free video together. First link underneath this video. Watch that full video. It walks you through how my process works, who it's worked for, who it's not for, because that's important. Again, if you're just looking for quick fix or magic bullet or 5 easy lines to get any woman into bed, I'm not the guy for you. Like, I go hard with my guys. Like, you are going to get pushed. You're going to get pushed so much. You're just going to feel like a different person by the end of it. But you're not a different person because the version of you who's already capable, who's already confident, who's already charismatic, he's already there. He's just buried beneath bullshit. And what Cold Approach allows you to do is liberate yourself through action. It allows you to return to the version of yourself that you've always been, but unfortunately, it's just buried at the moment beneath bullshit and excuses and avoidance. So really what we do is we make action your default operating procedure. And that's what happens. Again, I've got just gone Christian Casanova testimonials on YouTube, so you know I'm not talking out my ass. One of our guys, new guy who joined Rentaro, dude, the guy's an absolute legend. He had just come out of a difficult relationship. He had his entire engagement cancelled. So the woman that he was about to get married to, the whole thing crumbled. And he joined the entourage after 1 month of meditating on his reality, really asking himself the hard questions. And the guy got 3 dates with 3 different women in 2 weeks. And we didn't give him any confidence hacks. We didn't change his wardrobe. We didn't change his conversation style. We just made sure he did a fuckload of approaches. I would say 20 approaches per week minimum. Right? 20 approaches a week minimum. Record the audio, your conversations, listen to yourself back, find out what you're shit at. Because without a reference point, you've got no chance. It's kind of like going to the gym and practicing bad form. At some point, you're going to get yourself an injury. So if you want to improve your squats, so if you want to improve your leg kicks in martial arts, or you want to improve your fucking arm bar, the best thing to do is have a point of reference. So get somebody to video you, get somebody to record the audio. Again, we take care of all this shit inside the entourage. Everything that you are currently struggling with, we've seen it all before. We know how to do it. Again, it's not going to be easy, but as long as you're prepared to put in the reps, there's no reason why you won't get the success that you want. I've had 50-year-old guys get themselves 25-year-old girlfriends. I've got guys in their 40s dating 18-year-olds. I've got guys who never felt as though Cold Approach could work for them. Oh, I'm not tall enough. Oh, I've left it too late. Oh, I'm too young. Oh, will this even work for me? Does it still work in 2025? Like, all of the excuses, all the limiting beliefs under the sun, we just dismantle them through fucking action. That's all it takes. Rep, rep, rep. Yeah? Because usually what happens is guys will do one approach and then they think about it for the next week. Oh, yeah, that approach, oh, it didn't go well. Ah, shit. Oh, I wonder if this works. Ah, fuck. It's like, dude, how many approaches have you done? 1. So it's like you've done one set of bench press and you're crying that your chest hasn't exploded. It's like, give me a fucking break, dude. You need to do at least 100 approaches. What I suggest to people is take a week off work, do 15 approaches every single day for 7 days. By the end of those 7 days, you've done 105 approaches. Most likely, you will have experienced godly frequency. Immersion will lead to integration. When you've integrated it into your life, it feels as automatic as brushing your teeth. So, yeah, click the first link below this video if you want more information about who I am, what I do, if I can help you. I outline my entire coaching philosophy, anti-game artistry in that video. So worst case scenario, you'll get 28 minutes of obscene value. We've only just scratched the surface in this live stream. I've got a call I need to take with a true Renaissance warrior who's interested in joining the Entourage. So yeah, if you want to join us, there's a link below. Click that link. It'll take you to my VSL where you can watch my video, go over to my landing page, and then, yeah, worst case scenario, if you do book in a call, you'll speak with me for 30 minutes. And I think there's worse people on the planet to talk to. Even if I don't think you're the right fit, I'll still give you 30 minutes of my time. I'll still give you no bullshit feedback. If you're ugly, I'll tell you. If you dress terribly, I'll tell you. If I think you should be changing your location, then I'll tell you. Like whatever you need to know, I'll just tell you. So those 30 minutes that we spend together, it might save you 3 fucking years of your life, because you might be in a position right now where all your friends are too scared to give you no bullshit advice. Your mum might be telling you, oh, everything's great. You're doing so well. It's like, you know you're not. You know you're failing. You know you could be doing better. You know there's women out there who you should be getting, but you're not getting them because the excuses roll in. The self-limiting beliefs are too fierce. And the longer you leave it, the harder it is to overcome. So yeah, first link underneath this video if you're interested in working with me. Watch my VSL. It's really nice. It's really pretty. I'll drop this live stream. I had more things to talk about, but I'll talk about it again tomorrow. I'm doing a live stream every single day until my birthday on the 12th of January. So yeah, if you've got any questions you would like me to answer, you can send me a DM on Instagram. So my handle is Christian Casanova Dating. I'm building my Instagram, well, new Instagram at the moment. So my goal is to get to 1,000 followers. And then when it's at 1,000 followers, then I can start live streaming on Instagram. And that's when this shit's going to go fucking nuclear. I think there's a way for me to live stream simultaneously as well. So I can be streaming on YouTube whilst also simultaneously streaming on Instagram. So the goal is to get that to 1,000 followers ASAP. Then I can start live streaming. Then I can then I can control the fucking world. Then I can become president of Zimbabwe. And then I can have 100 children to 100 different women. It's going to be a great time. So yeah, if you want me to start streaming on Instagram, then just go over, drop us a follow. Or if you wanted me to answer any of your questions that you've got, then just DM me. I read all my DMs. So if there's something specific you would like help with, then just shoot me a DM, whether it's a written word or voice message. So yeah, boys, listen, I love you all very much. If you don't like me, awesome, I've done the job right. And yeah, click the link underneath this video to access everything that I do in terms of the coaching, the process, what you can expect to get out of it, if it'll work for you, if it'll not work for you. So yeah, first link underneath this video, go over, enjoy the video.